Alright guys, it's a week before the CrossFit Games, and for the past couple of months we've been traveling in this RV, and I've been training out of the RV, and I've been dropping into gyms throughout our travels. And whether I'm in a competition or I'm in training, I have everything I need in this bag to complete any workout. So I thought I would share what's in my bag. All right, let's start off. First thing, Reebok Nano shoes. They're just great, they fit my feet. I have wide feet, so Reebok Nanos tend to work really well for me, and I love the black with the gum. I mean, who doesn't? These are Noble lifters, and I've really enjoyed these over the past few years. Noble actually gave these to me for qualifying in 2018 for the games, I believe, and they've been great, and they've held up. They're not super high lifters, but they're very comfortable, and I've just gotten really used to them, so love these shoes. I've got portable chalk. So since COVID, there's a lot of gyms that just don't have community chalk, and at the Legends Championship, got this box of chalk, and I keep this filled up, so I have my own chalk always. Belt. I have a leather belt in storage right now, but it's really heavy, really cumbersome. This thing does great. This is all I need. Backup chalk. But when this chalk is out, I've got backup chalk. Thank you, CrossFit Manitowoc, for donating this to me. Appreciate that. Tape measures. This is a 25-foot tape measure. If I'm out doing handstand walking in the gravel or in the middle of the street, I need to know what 25 feet looks like. Need to know how high a box is. When I was at a CrossFit gym here in Madison, Big Dane CrossFit, I needed to know these stripes on the floor, like how far apart were they? And they were set up 25 feet total. Perfect. That's why I've got this. Thumb tape. So I tape my thumbs for hook gripping the barbell always. So this is my roll that I'm using right now. Here's my backup rolls. You never, ever, ever want to run out of this stuff. It's game over. Like, I can't work out without this. So I have a box in storage, but I have 4 of them with me now. This is a Jaybird athletic tape, and just 1 or 2 wraps around my thumb makes my thumbs grippy and also protects them from just being destroyed by rubbing the barbell. This is goat tape. This is for when it's super humid out, and this tape starts to fall off my thumb, or I think it's gonna fall off my thumb during a workout, particularly at the CrossFit Games. So I'll do a little reinforcement goat tape around that. This stuff is indestructible. When I'm pouring sweat at the games, I need to find the right combination of these two so that I can hold onto a barbell through an entire sweaty workout. So we'll see what happens this week. If we're working out outdoors, we're gonna get sweaty. I have a lot of grips. I used to not have a lot of grips, but now I have a lot of grips. What I found is that I burn through grips quickly. I hang onto the bar, I tear grips really easily. So if we take a look at these grips, these are some of my favorite grips. They're bare complex grips, but they are shredding in the middle, and I don't trust them for competition, but I will use them. They've been fading for a couple of weeks now, so these are almost dead. But I love the way they grip a pull-up bar and rings, so I'm trying to save them. Anyway, I contacted Bear Complex to see if they would hook me up with some backup grips, and they did. So these are not going to be in use, but I will use them for training. These Bear Complex grips, these are just straight up leather. They're fantastic. They're the grippiest grips I think I've ever used. However, I tear through these really easily. My last pair lasted me about 3 weeks before they tore right in half. So these are fresh and ready for competition. So I'm not using them at all for training. So depending what the pull-up bar is like at the games, I may use these at the games. Fresh, slightly broken in, but not torn. These Bear Complex grips, also, I used in training one time. They're super grippy, but they already started to wear through. So these make me nervous. I don't know what it is about just a Rogue bar that's got a little bit of grip to it, and it really tears up these grips. So anyway, these are in reserve as well. When I talk about breaking in grips, when you first use a grip on a bar, it tends to be a little slippery. It needs to be worked in, especially if you're using it on a rough pull-up bar. Like, get a couple of reps in, maybe a dozen or so reps to really work in the grips, and it's kind of like working in a new pair of shoes. They get a little more flexible, a little sweat gets in there, and the bar starts to roughen up the surface a little bit, and that's what I want. I want a rough surface here that ends up grabbing the bar. So I've been having trouble tearing Bear Complex grips, like just with my grip, whatever it is, I'm just ripping through those things. So somebody recommended Victory grips, and I reached out to Victory to see if they would send me some grips to try out, and they sent me a bunch, which is awesome. These are just straight up thick leather grips, and they've been really good for training. I feel like I can really beat these things up and they're not gonna fall apart. One of the things I've found though, they're not quite as grippy on the bar, so I have to rely on my forearms, on my actual grip a little bit more, but these do stick. They're just not quite as grippy, but they're not gonna tear. And I do like these for toes to bar and toes to bar, like muscle up type workouts. Even chest to bar pull-ups are decent with these. They don't have quite the grip that these Bear Complex ones do. This is like muscle up heaven right here. But this will get the job done and they're never tearing. I also have the same version of this grip that has 3 holes in it for fingers. I never put my fingers in the grip, so it doesn't matter. So either one of these are sort of interchangeable. Victory also has these grips that have this like texture on the inside and kind of a rubber on the outside. You know, I haven't done a ton of research to know what these are made out of, but this is very, very grippy, and I love that. It feels like there's no way this is ever gonna tear. Here's the glitch. When my hands get sweaty, the inside of this is rough, and it really tears my hands. I don't like that very much, but depending on the event or depending on the training session, I will take the stickiness of this grip and just my hands will just be sore the next day. Like, that's okay. So grips are all about compromise. What do I want them to do? Do I want them to be sticky? Do I want to make sure they hold up? Am I doing high reps? Am I gonna get sweaty? You know, depending on the situation, depending on the bar, I will use any one of these grips in the next week. And my dark horse of grips are these Raylene grips. They are fantastic. They're grippy. They're awesome on smooth bars, rough bars, muscle ups, ring muscle ups. They are my favorite grips, but their Velcro is terrible, or at least with this pair. This Velcro started to wear out within a month. So if I actually choose to use these grips, I have to use some tape around to keep them on. So these are always in my back pocket. Probably won't use them because I don't want to have to tape them up, but they're just a really good grip. That Velcro, it's kind of a bummer. So I have some grips. Next, I have lifting straps. These are just a cheap pair of lifting straps from Rogue. This allows me to hang on to a heavy deadlift bar easily when I'm doing heavy deadlifts. These come out, you know, probably once or twice a month, but they're very light and they fit anywhere. Victory also sent me wristbands, and I've been saving these. When you're working out in an incredibly humid environment like Madison, sweat will just drip down your arms and end up on your hands. And when your hands are sweaty trying to grip a barbell, it's no good. So I'm gonna wear these for the CrossFit Games, or if CrossFit gives me some, I will have wristbands on the entire time to keep the sweat pouring off my arms, off my hands. Next is a purple band. I use this for banded good mornings if I'm doing heavy deadlifts. Literally use it only for that. It's a thick band. I don't really use it for anything else, but banded good mornings to help warm up my posterior chain for some workouts. Perfect. I have barbell clamps from Rogue. These are great. These don't come off. These will lock the weights onto my barbell. These come with me. I use them when I'm dropping into a gym, or I use them here, obviously. Got crossover Symmetry. I use crossover Symmetry for every warm-up to warm up my shoulders. I connect this to my pull-up rig, either here or any CrossFit gym has a pull-up rig, and I have these little things from Rogue. These just plug right into a rig, and I can do my crossover Symmetry. So these are always with me. I also have my RPM speed rope. When I switched to this rope a few years ago, my double unders just took off. I love this rope. So I keep it in the bag to keep it protected, and I need that rope to just stay nice and happy in there. But if it does fray, I have backup steel that I can just screw right into this handle. No big deal. If during a workout it starts to fray and I get in trouble, I have a backup RPM rope. This is my old one. It doesn't spin quite as well, but if I'm in the middle of a workout and something happens to my primary rope, this rope is waiting there for me. Whether it's an open workout, AG, OQ, or the CrossFit Games, I'll have this as a backup with me. I also have a heavy rope. I didn't mean to order pink, but I have a pink heavy rope, and this thing is painful. It's one of my least favorite pieces of equipment in here because it just hurts so much as a workout instrument, and also hurts when I snap myself with it, but I have it. So some workouts call for heavy rope. Got this with me always. I have poker chips for counting rounds. I had 10 of these at one point, and now I have 2. So I don't know where they went. So now I can count 2 rounds of a workout. That's just all I can do right now. Other than this, I just grab rocks and I start counting rocks. Help me. If I'm going through an AMRAP and I've got 20 rounds into this thing, I use rocks or poker chips to help me count those rounds. All right, I have a Voodoo Band from Rogue. This is something that I use. I've got a little bit of tennis elbow or golfer's elbow or something. And this is something I wrap around this joint in order to mobilize and open up that joint. That's pretty much all I use it for. There's lots of uses for the Voodoo Band, but I use it for my elbow at this point. I also have this small band that I wrap around my knees, and I use it for a hip opener as part of my warm-up every single day. It's so funny how I use almost all of this stuff every single day. Knee sleeves. So I don't use knee sleeves for lifting. They don't really provide any support. They provide warmth, but they're not really providing support. But I use these for walking lunges if I'm in a gym. Helps protect my knees as I'm doing those lunges. I also use one of them on my right leg when I'm doing rope climbs to keep the rope from burning my leg. So these come in handy, not as often as anything else here, but I've got to have them. I've got my cheap massage gun from Amazon. This is not a name brand. It's like $89, and it's great. It lives with me, and use it every day to dig into some of those sore spots, those sticky spots in my muscles. Fantastic buy right here. And I always have 3 water bottles with me. This is my primary water bottle. This has got water, a little apple cider vinegar that I put in all of my water. I just love it in my water, and some beta alanine. I'll drink this before my workout. I put apple cider vinegar in my drinks because I like the flavor in my water. And I started 6, 7, 8 years ago to add apple cider vinegar in my water to help with heartburn. And it solved that problem at the time, and then since then I literally can't drink water without a little apple cider vinegar in it. It's delicious. There's a ton of health benefits from apple cider vinegar. Just Google it, and there's plenty to find out, and it's delicious. My water bottle, generally with the blue cap, this is my recovery drink, and I'll post a link to my recovery drink video right here, but it's got water, vegetable glycerin, sugar, and salt. That's my recovery drink, and I'm normally pretty thirsty at the end of a workout, so after my recovery drink, I will also drink an entire shaker bottle of water and whey protein. I don't put almond milk or anything like that in there, just water and whey protein. And lastly, in case of emergency, I have ibuprofen. I don't take it a lot, but if I need it, I've got it with me. So that's all I've got in my bag. Just a couple of things to make sure that every workout or every competition goes as smoothly as possible. And in this situation, I am prepared for anything. So what am I missing? Or what do you have in your bag that I don't have in my bag that I should have in my bag? And if you enjoyed content like this, click the like and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time for the next video. I got a feeling